Marine reacts to SCP-2935, also known as O Death, and his object class Keller, by SCP Illustrated. As always, I'm going to be leaving a link to the original video and channel down in the description below, so go ahead and make sure that you check them out. So real quick, I know this is another SCP that people have been highly recommending that I watch. This one and Dr. Bright, but just wanted to let you know right off the bat that Dr. Bright is early on my list in the top 5, so he's going to be coming out pretty soon. I'm excited to see what all the fuss is about this SCP. The fact that it deals with death, makes it kind of interesting just in the title itself. But before we get into the actual SCP video, don't forget to like, subscribe, it really does help me out a lot. Hit that notification bell right there, so you get notified every time we do upload. Sometimes uploading twice a day, working on them in the mornings, and then releasing them in the late afternoon or late evening. That way, when you all get off work, you can enjoy these videos at your leisure. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and see what SCP-2935, or O Death, is all about.
SCP-2935. What happened? We detected a radio signal at Site 81. We traced it to the unincorporated area of Joppa, Indiana, near US Interstate 70. Site 81 personnel were dispatched and discovered SCP-2935 in the process. A cave. The radio signal seemed to be coming from within it. We sent in a drone at first, and thought it had just exited on the opposite side of the cave. However, upon surveying the surroundings, we realized it was the exact same cave opening, but in another reality of Earth identical to ours. The drone was able to pick up the full radio signal which was coming from Site 81 within the SCP-2935 reality. It had been playing on a loop since April the 20th. It was an automated public distress message reading, "This is an automated emergency broadcast from the SCP Foundation and your national government. One or more of our sites is experiencing a communication breakdown, likely due to a containment breach of unknown magnitude. All citizens are ordered to stay in their homes as containment teams work to secure the breach. This message will broadcast from April 20th. After this, we contained the area, and Mobile Task Force Epsilon 13 Manifest Destiny was assigned to examination and exploration of SCP-2935. The following is a condensed transcript of Mobile Task Force 13's first exploration. Confirm all agents are at the insertion point. Confirmed. Alright, proceed with caution. We have no idea what you will find in there. It took the team about 15 minutes to navigate the cave system before exiting the cave in the SCP-2935 reality. Christ, holy shit. Command, I'm looking at what looks like a total lack of living vegetation, trees, grass. Everything looks dead. Hard to say for certain yet, but preliminary observation points to this being the locality at our side of the cave. Understood, proceed. Look for housing. Command, we have found a house. Moving forward to check it out. Understood. Have Underwood set up a relay so we can respond to that signal. Will do. Alright, let's move in.
I mean, if they said that it was a reality, like they knew it was a different reality similar to our own, would that technically mean that everything in that reality is in the same spot? Was this house in the same spot in their reality? I mean, or obviously since it's a different reality, things can obviously be different, but overall in general, things would be the same as far as like maybe people, but they might be in different areas, things of that nature. Just a kind of a thought.
The agents moved into the house to confirm there was still functioning power and 4 corpses. Command, you can see this? We can. Can you confirm life signs of any of those individuals? Yeah, they're all dead. Must have been pretty recent though. No signs of decomp. This is fucked up. There is a paper on the table, dated April 19th, 2016. The wall clock says the date is April the 28th, 2016. That's today. Same time too. Same as our time. How long have they been here? Boss, look, the food. What about it? It's covered in dust. The dead are too. They've been here for a while, but the food, it's stale but not rotten. The chicken and the potatoes should be covered in mold by now.
Okay, so everything's got dust on it. The people, the food. He said it was the 19th, and it was the 28th now. So was that 9 days? And that the people, although would have been dead for at minimum a little over a week, they haven't shown any signs of decomposition. Now, I mean, obviously I'm no expert in that, but I'm pretty sure it would have happened a lot quicker And they said that the food as well has dust on it as much as the people, but it's not moldy, it's not like gone bad. So this is, honestly, I don't know what to make of it as of right now. There's a lot of mystery still. Probably have to see what else they find in here.
Team, gather samples for analysis. The food, subjects, hair, fluids, skin. Hey boss, even the TV is dated April 28th. The people on the screen are dead as well though. Alright, let's get out of here. Kale, let's go, we're moving. Boss, it's summer in the Midwest. Do you feel like anything is missing? What do you mean? Listen, there's nothing. No birds, no insects, no car noise, nothing. Just the wind. It's so quiet. The team were instructed to stay in SCP-2935 and to establish a forward camp and await additional members of MTF-13. When the additional team members arrived at the forward camp, we dispatched the teams out to Site-81 in the SCP-2935 reality. Site-81 is below Lake Monroe Reservoir Dam. The team entered by the access elevator and it was confirmed the entire site was in lockdown.
So, kinda does confirm that whatever was in their reality is kind of, for the most part, be the same in the other reality of 2935. Obviously, there could be differences, but what I'm really curious now is, like, this SCP-0 death, is it something that just happened? Like, something that just happened and then everybody died, everything living died? Or is it something that's something that's there that is keeping things dead? Like, is it continuous? Because, which I don't think it is really now, because if it was something that was just consistently going around, like anything that got into that reality, then that would mean that the MTF that went in there would have ended up dead. But they're still alive, so I don't know if it's an entity or what it is, but it's making me think, like, what could have caused this? And also, if this is seeming to be true, like maybe this is worldwide, I wonder how the other SCPs would have been affected, specifically like big ones like 682, 096, Plague Doctor, and whatnot. It'd be very interesting to see how it plays out with them.
This is a condensed transcript of the exploration. You guys hear that? Hear what, Keller? Exactly. Shouldn't we be hearing a breach alarm? Not necessarily. Breach alarms are automated, but only if any of the containment cells trigger it. Otherwise it would have to be done manually. So what caused it? What caused the lockdown? My guess would be the vital monitors going flat. One wouldn't trip it, but if a lot of them did. Okay boys, eyes out. Coast is clear. Keller, get on a terminal and lift the lockdown. Devon and Underwood, check the offices for any of the site commanders or doctors. They're all dead, sir. The doctors, the site managers, the security, the Class D personnel. Containment is still working, but I'm receiving 0 life signs from the containment cells. They're all dead. Every single one of them. Sir, it's impossible, but SCP-682 is not showing any vital signs. It appears it's also dead.
Huh, that's an interesting take on it. I mean, I've heard this guy has survived ridiculous things, such as even being written out of narration, being sent to other dimensions, getting put against the old man, and I think that's about as much as I've seen in the comments. I'm sure there's more, but I don't... It's just an interesting take that this writer put into this one.
That's impossible. Keller, what the fuck happened here? I'm onto something. At 0400 on April the 19th, there was a vital monitor malfunction, or rather the system thought there was, during a routine vitals check, when they received no vital signs throughout the entire site. Looks like they pinged maintenance first with no response, system command, no response, site command, no response, and then finally Overwatch command with still no response. After that, it went into the automatic failsafe, locked down the site, and began calling for help. And here we are. I'm also picking up an encrypted security warning, but it wasn't automatically triggered. Someone had to have put it here. It might be a glitch, but it's not likely. There's too many failsafes in the system. The system wouldn't throw it up unless absolutely necessary. Whatever, transmit it back to the relay and send it local side. See what they can make of it. Hey guys, I got something over here. A body. But it's fresh and rotting, not like the others. Get that door open. God, it stinks. Who is it?
Looks like he may have shot himself.
Hang on, it's got a jacket on. What the fuck? Keller, it's you. The ID is kind of covered, but it's you. But I wasn't on this site on April the 19th, or the 20th. This is weird. And how come you're rotting but the others aren't? Forget it. Get samples and then we are heading back topside. We're done here.
Is it possible this was kind of like a future prediction of what might happen to their reality? And that this Keller guy might actually end up shooting himself because maybe he survives whatever this SCP is and then realizes there's probably no way out, so he'd rather take his own life instead of face the SCP and have him kill him. Interesting.
After leaving Site 81, the team headed to Site 19. However, there was a technical issue, and all but Keller's audio receiver was able to transmit to the broadcast relay. In bits though, it wasn't whole. Here's a transcript of their exploration. Southwest of here. Hang on, there we go. There are a lot of system messages here. Looks like a lot of sites were contacting 19 for assistance. 0113 hours, so that would be 0313 Eastern Seaboard. That fits in with our projected timetable. Power failure. No one's changed the fuel cell, so it's lights out. Not the right kind of engineer, sorry. Yeah, he's dead. Seeing as we are still standing here, it's not working anymore. I'm having trouble getting a signal. The connection isn't great down here. No, you can blink, it's fine. SCP-079, are you awake? Well, that answers that. Command have sent in a drone, it's just got here. I'm gonna head up, give it some documents and some shit that we found, and then I'm gonna send it back. I'll only be a minute. We sent in a drone to collect any information they had gathered so far. Keller then said this into the camera as he loaded up all the data and materials they found. I don't have any answers. I don't think there are any. I'll do this one thing and hope that fixes it. Seal it shut. You've got to lock it in here with us. I'm sorry. He then rejoined his team and the drone left the site. They're all dead. Every single one of them. How haven't you figured this out yet? We're not on a goddamn recovery mission. We're not here to rescue anyone. There's nobody to rescue. Our evidence indicates that everyone is dead. Everyone and everything. 100% of Foundation sites reporting the same transmitter malfunction. 100% of Foundation sites in lockdown. Not just here, all over the world. There's no bunker they could have gotten to. No, because it was everybody. This isn't our reality. It's somebody else's. Ours is fine. That's the power core ejecting the spent fuel rods. It must have triggered an emergency breach protocol. Fuck! I can't! The door's locked. I can't get it open. I'm sorry. I'll try to get something out. Hey, Command. This is Keller. The on-site nuke at 19 got tripped. We're locked in down here, and Kale wants you to tell Anita that he loves her, and Daniels has family in Florida. Just let them know he's alright. That you're gonna be alright. Roy has kids. He says... You get it. We're done. At this moment, the on-site nuke at Site 19 detonated and took all of MTF-13 and the site with it. No survivors. The drone, however, made it back, and we've been able to piece together a timeline from the event evidence provided to recreate the entire event and what caused Agent Keller to detonate the nuclear device. We translated the encrypted security message that Keller found in Site 81 near the body. It reads, "Alright, here we are. My name is, it doesn't really matter. Was on staff at 81. If you're hearing this, then you've probably got some idea of what the deal is here, so I don't need to explain the Foundation to you. But everything else, it's pretty self-evident, isn't it? Fuck me. As of recording this, it's 21:36 on April the 26th. I've managed to get back into 81, even with this lockdown bullshit they've got triggered, and I guess this is it. I wish I had an explanation. If I didn't still bleed, I would think I was dreaming. I've had dreams that I was dreaming, but I wake up and I'm still here alone, and everyone is gone. They sent me to check this signal. They had picked it up near Jopa, just off of 70. A quick little exploratory mission. I was the closest. I pop in there and find this cave, and on the other side is the world I just left, but it's this one. This is the world I ended up in. The grass, the birds, things dropping out of the skies, and dark things floating in the water. People everywhere lying where they stood, and the silence. God, the silence. Not even birds or bugs, just wind and nothing else. I came back to report on what I had seen, and I don't have any answers. I don't think there are any. I don't even have the right words to say. This world is different from the one I saw in the cave. People are moved around, the date is different, things are different because it's my world. This is the one I left. This is my family is here and my friends, but now it's all gone. Everything is dead. There's no evil magic, there's no supernatural stars, there's no futuristic ray gun or false vacuum device or nothing. None of these things mattered. Nothing we did mattered. It's all gone. Something must have been in that cave. Something must have followed me out of there, needed me to go in there, needed me to bring it out, let it loose, let it do to my world what it did to that. Maybe it's me. Maybe I was the reason. Maybe I am death. If it was in there and I brought it back, then I am death. I've got myself in a containment cell. I've jammed the goddamn door shut. I'm gonna put a bullet between my eyes. Everyone else is dead. What's one more? You know, it occurs to me. If you're listening to this, then you're deaf too. Okay, so remember the dead Keller in...
I'm glad he's gonna have an explanation for this because I just got mindfucked. But before he explains it, I will try to explain it as best as I could or can. So when he went in, he's saying that he thinks there was something in the cave that he brought in or that was with him, and that it went back into 2935, and then he ended up finding out that probably he was carrying around this thing. I don't even know what to call it really. Hasn't said if it's like an entity, it's a thought, it's a thing, or whatever it is. But then when he realized he had it, he didn't want to bring it back. And I feel like everybody in the team knew that. So that way, they all decided to detonate the nuke on site. I think they said it was accidental, but I think they just did that. Or maybe Keller just did that. That way, he can ensure that everybody would die there. That way, they can contain this and not bring it back to their reality. And then the drone was able to record all that. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know how he's going to explain that. I could be completely wrong. I could be mixing everything up. But that was my general take. Because this, I wasn't sure. I don't know. We'll see, though. We'll see how close we are.
Site 81, the one who blew his brains out. Well, let's say he is from Earth B, and our Keller is from Earth A. Now let's say that the Earth through the cave is Earth C. Now let's say that both Earth A and Earth B have the same cave to get into Earth C. From what we can tell, Keller from Earth B came through to Earth C via the cave system in their own reality. Upon exiting that cave, all living matter in Earth C's reality died. Everything. 100% cell death in all organic tissue, down to the bacteria, all gone. Dead. After this, Keller B then went back through the cave system to his own reality to report on what he'd seen. However, upon entering his own reality, the same thing happened. Everything in his reality died as well. His family, his friends, everything died, just like Earth C. Any living life form that passes through the cave carries death with them to the next reality. And upon entering that reality, everything dies instantly. All the plants, all the animals, all the people, everything. Keller B then went back to Earth C and made his way to Site 81, the closest site to the cave. He implanted the encrypted security message in the system and then killed himself. Out of grief, or to stop him spreading it further, who knows? He carried his own bacteria with him still, which is why his body began to rot. Keller A, our Keller, and the team, they found the encrypted message and Keller B's body in Site 81 on the 28th of April, 9 days after Keller B originally went through the cave and brought death to Earth C. 2 days after Keller B killed himself in Site 81. By the time that our Keller A, got to Site 19, he had already decrypted the message and seen it for himself, and knew what needed to be done. He let us know via the drone we needed to seal that cave so no one else could come through it and bring death to our reality. He then detonated the nuke at Site 19, killing him and all his team. He didn't tell his team because they may have stopped him and not believed him. Would you? To the best of our knowledge, there is no one else alive in that reality, but another reality links up with that cave. It could pose an imminent catastrophic threat where we become another Earth-C.
Alright, let's talk about that for a minute. So, 3 big things I really want to hit. First, I never would have thought that 2 realities, when he said about Earth A and Earth B, going into Earth C, I immediately was always thinking that the realities were going directly to each other. So this definitely made a lot more sense. His explanation was very clear, very precise. So, the guy from B went to C. That one was already dead. But when he went back to his own Earth B, that's when he brought whatever was in that cave. It's that cave that seems to be attaching itself something to the people that go through it. I still don't know what it is. But when he went back, same thing happened there. Bam. Went back to C, ended up killing himself and recording the message. So when the guy from Keller from Earth A went to C, he eventually ended up finding his body, realized that, hey, there's something in this cave that's just killing everything, and that his people probably wouldn't believe him, and that he's just saying, well, hey, I gotta take everyone out, detonate the nuke. That way it stops it from coming over there. And the drone was able to help send this information back to their reality. So that way they sealed it up to concrete, and that way they can ensure that no one would go through it, because it seems that's a pretty big deal, especially if you get people who randomly stumble upon it. So that was 1. 2, I wanted to say, if this cave exists, wouldn't that mean it would exist in every single reality or dimension or whatever you want to call it? And that as far as an Earth or a reality just ceasing to exist, it'd be crazy just to think like it could end like that, right? Although I don't know if this just includes like the Earth, or I don't know, the SCP has, or the SCP universe has like aliens or whatnot, or anything like that. But we know that it affects everyone on Earth, and it's just crazy that it could literally just be dead like that. So, and lastly, I'm just very curious as to what, I mean, I know the person who wrote this didn't write a specific entity. I mean, it could be death, like the actual Grim Reaper like that just kind of like stays on you, but you can't see it, and then just kills everything. But I don't know. I don't feel like we ever got a explanation as to what it is in that cave, or why is that cave so special, or is it just something that's there? Maybe it's not even an entity. Maybe it's just like a little, I don't know, like a bug or parasite. It could be something random. I mean, obviously, SCP universe, some weird stuff on there. So those were the 3 things I really just had with this. It's a good thing he explained it. Really just made it so much easier for me. I was about to start rewatching quite a bit, but this saved me quite a bit of time. So that's gonna go ahead and do it for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. Dislike if you didn't like it. That way it helps me improve the channel. If you're curious to see what videos are going to be coming up next, go ahead and check the description down below. See a little list of about 5 from top to bottom. That's going to be the order I watch them in. And until then, see you all in the next video. Bye.